G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 Power Star rating. I'm your host Drew Agnew and the doors to episode 297 are open. Today on the show we're going to be talking about Nintendo's biggest moments of 2024. And of course, to talk all about that is my good mate Josh, or JT if you like. Josh, how you going, dude?
Very well, Drew. Hello, everyone. This year's gone by pretty fast, hasn't it? 2024 is pretty well all done and dusted. Let's reflect on the year that's been, and there's some pretty good moments, really, I think. I think if we look back at it, there's some really good moments. People might agree, disagree in other ways, but we'll show you why it was pretty good.
It's been one of those years where it's been Nintendo Switch winding down. Actually, no, it hasn't even been winding down. It's gone down a level, and it's been on a steady pace. Like, it hasn't really gone down like we
just
expect.
down a gear, but still going at a good speed, you know?
She's look, just Nintendo. She's got a little manual box. She's gone back down the second gear, parting along. Cars are taking over on the highway, but it's still going to get to where it's going. Nintendo Switch 2 next year. So we'll be all good. Be all right.
Correct.
Fuel consumption's better at that rate anyway. You know, maybe not so good for your gearbox. You might be revving it a little bit too hard. Nintendo might be pushing the limits of what Nintendo Switch can do. Almost 8 years later, but that's actually not too bad an analogy, really. That
Pretty good analogy.
That worked out quite well.
Know? Correct. You know, it's it's showing its age now at 8 years, but it's still going along pretty well. But yeah, all the nice new cars are around, and you're getting a bit jealous, aren't you? Because you want a bit of an upgrade after 8 years, and you want something that definitely, like you said, is a bit more faster, a bit more efficient with the fuel. Looks a bit shinier, has the new latest technology in the car itself, and so that's what we want for next year.
Yeah, we're sort of all getting around a little bit, aren't we? Like, we're in the car yard, but look at the Steam Deck. Oh, look at this, nice. That's a big screen. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can 100%. Do this on it. Oh, nice. Then it's Sus ROG Ally. Look at that in the car yard. But then every now and again, it's like, oh, look, Nintendo Switch. It's got a really great set of tires you can get for it. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to go back and try them out for a bit. Yeah. Oh, look at this nice little thing you can put on your steering wheel so you can do like just 360 turns a lot quicker. Nintendo is always offering these little things always to go back.
100%. That's the other side. You got the old favorite, the ones you go back to all the time, and the Switch is like that. If it was a car, we're doing pretty well with this analogy stuff.
Yeah, no, we're going with it. We're really driving it into the ground, aren't we? Just the car puns.
Hey, I heard you there.
Yeah, yes. Look, fuck 'em. I'm not bad, am I? Jesus
not bad at all.
Not bad. Yeah, so it has been a good year, but just before we get into that, I just want to wish everybody, hope you have had a great Christmas. Hope you have a fantastic New Year as well, going into 2025. Obviously, just with how time works, this is going to be the last year of 2024, so hope it's great. Hope it's been a good year for you all.
I agree. Yeah, hopefully it's been good. Yeah. And Merry Christmas, everyone, for the other day.
Yeah, thinking back on it, it's just like, it actually has been a massive year for me. I obviously the biggest thing is having my second child.
Yes.
It is so weird because like a few of my friends and other people have had kids as well, like within the last month. It's like, you got a little baby, so cute, so small. Yep. And I completely forget that only 6 months ago we also had another baby, just because Layla's just fit into our lives. Just she just slot in, and it just feels like we've had her forever type of thing. So sometimes I kind of forget that we've had one of the biggest changes of our lives just within the last year.
Yeah, it's so different for you, but that sounds good then that she slotted in nicely, and you probably feel a bit more complete as a family now, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Very, very busy here. But actually, I just thought, any gaming related Chrissy presents, either that you've given or that you received over Christmas. I didn't get any gaming gifts, but I did give my son Lucas his first gaming controller. I got him a Power A Nano controller with like a Mario pattern on it. It's just like it's a wired controller that's like smaller, so it's the right size for his little 2-year-old hands. So I got him that and a Paw Patrol game on Switch.
So good.
So yeah,
love it.
I'm looking forward to playing with him one day. He likes just holding the controller, and when he's been playing with the controller, it's got him back into the Mario movie. He's been asking to watch the Mario movie again, which
For the Ouija.
makes me
Show me
happy.
the Ouija.
Yeah,
Yes.
go and see Ouija.
Ouija time.
But yeah, any gaming gifts on your side?
No, I didn't get any. I suppose if I wanted something, I already got it. I did get a really cool Pikmin T-shirt from Michaela, from Redbubble or Etsy. So supported a creator out there. Wore it all day Christmas, so that's why I'm not wearing it today. It needs to be washed. I'm still in the basket. I'll get to that tomorrow. But yeah, that was about it really. Michaela's brother Alex got Octopath Traveler 2 on PS5 and he really wanted that. I helped Michaela with that gift. But that was about it really with the gaming stuff. I got a lot of running gear, like a singlet and some shorts. And then I got a really nice cooling blanket for the summer months here at the moment because it's getting pretty warm. And I've got a
Sticking
weighted
hot, yeah.
blanket that I cannot really have over me during these hot summer months here in Australia. It just gets a bit too much. And so this is so soft and cold. It's unreal. So had this for a couple of nights now, and that's been when it's been really hot and gone down a treat. So yeah, that's been the main stuff. Some DVDs. That's about it. Chocolate, food. Oh, so much sugar. I've just had sugar the whole last week. Just nothing but sugar. So I've been trying to do some runs as well, just to offset it. Really.
Yeah, no, I get that. I got like a big. Chantel actually made me a snackle box, so she got like a tackle box, but filled up with lollies and a bunch of snacks and things.
Nice. Sounds good.
And Lucas got like a multiple layer snowman that's just like full of lollies.
Yeah.
As well, and he keeps on asking for it. It's like snowman. I'm like, no, mate, you've had a bit, champ. We want you to go to bed eventually too. Like even though it's in the morning, your little body can't contain all the sugar.
All the sugar. That's right. That's right.
But
nice. Very good.
Yeah. So I always think like as a kid, obviously Christmas is always an important time when it comes to like video game memories. Like, you know, a lot of the systems that I got were for Christmas, for example, like, you know, the Wii. I remember being so excited to get the Wii, and, you know, the years afterwards, I remember getting Mario Galaxy and all these games for Christmas, which I always hold like, you know, dear to my heart. When I pick up Mario Galaxy, you know, I think about getting it on Christmas Day. Same with like my Game Boy Advance SP and Pokemon Sapphire. How my mum tricked me back in the day. She put like the Game Boy Advance SP box into a shoebox, then put like stuff that rattled in with it. So I'd pick it up and I'll look at the size, I'll shake it. I'm like, oh, you know, it's Lego type of thing. I'm kind of disappointed because I really wanted the Game Boy. I was so disappointed. And so my surprise when I unwrap it, it's a shoebox. I'm like, what's this? And I undo the shoebox and it's Game Boy Advance SP. I was like, so happy. So yeah, no, I need
so good. Love it. Love those.
As a 30-year-old, need to do a better job at leaving some things. I don't know. My wife probably overhear me and be like, "Yeah, you do," because usually it's like, "Oh, game, get it." You know, go and get it.
Yeah.
Especially like with like Black Friday and like deals, like, oh well, may as well get it now, type of thing.
Yeah, we got a bit of a rule that I've had to sort of adjust to, because I was like you, if I want something, I just get it. Michaela's like, no, just don't get anything in November onwards, and let us know what you want, and we'll get it for you. I'm like, it's a good idea. So yeah, I've been getting better at that, and writing those things down when I think of them, or sending a link, and you know, just if you need an idea, here's something. That works out pretty well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I should just have a big list, especially some games you want to. It's like, well. Like if for example I'm digital on Switch, I'm like, oh well, I'll like this game, but it's a little bit boring for them to like, all right, can I have an eShop code or something? Like it's a little bit boring as well for like, depending on what platform or how you interact with either platform. So yeah, for
sure. Yep, it's something a bit more cool about giving a physical game, isn't it, than an eShop gift card for sure.
No, definitely. Have you been doing much gaming? I've just been. What have I been doing gaming wise? I don't know if did I talk about Pokemon Sega Last Emerald, how I finished it up and I beat the Pokedex. I talked about that last week.
But
yeah. So
you were definitely into it a lot. Yeah.
So I finished that. That's all done. I caught all 430 30 Pokemon that are in that game. Did the whole
Cool.
Pokedex. Absolutely loved it. I had so much fun with it. And I'm going to do the Battle Frontier. I'll probably have a bit of a break, but when I jump back into it, I'm going to tackle the Battle Frontier. And it's actually quite useful. Like, this is just for people that don't know, this is a Pokemon ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald that redoes the art style to make it look like an upgraded version of Pokemon Crystal, for example. It's got like the old Game Boy Color aesthetic, and it's absolutely beautiful especially if you're into like the retro Pokemon art style. And it's done really well, looks awesome, and a bunch of quality of life features in there. And at the very end in the Battle Frontier, one of the first NPCs that you talk to, it's for anybody that remembers, when you enter the Battle Frontier, there's this lady that's running around in the circle, and she, in base Pokemon Emerald, she doesn't do anything or say anything interesting, but in this one, she's actually how you access like the IV and EV editor. So you can just like completely just edit your Pokemon stats, which is really handy. Like, because I was thinking about doing the Battle Frontier, but you've got to like, do this and that, and it's a little bit of a pain. But I came across this. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is like, it's almost too easy. You just go into it like, with the IVs, you've got 0 to 33 on each stat, or 31, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I'll just make all the IVs 31, 31, 31, cool. Then you put the EVs, mathematically, you can put it max into 2 stats, and a little bit into another stat. Well, I just did that for like a box worth of Pokemon, so I've got like a bunch to choose from. I'm like, cool, easy. So once I jump back into it, I'll have
what 2 stats did you choose?
Well, they varied for each Pokemon. Like, for example, like Swampert, you max out attack, and what else would I max out for Swampert? Maybe speed or one of the defense, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go back into the Battle Frontier with a pretty good team, because training up Pokemon in the original Gen 3 games is very tedious. There's a reason why people were so happy with Sword and Shield when they really made it easier to change natures with nature mints and do the EVs and IVs and just really like maximize the Pokemon. So Sea Glass Emerald, like I said, one of the best Pokemon games I've played in a long time.
Great.
Yeah. So it's so much fun, and I'm happy that I've got it on a little cartridge. And actually, I jumped in. Now, I'm remembering just as we go along. I jumped into another Pokemon Emerald ROM hack. It's called Modern Emerald. And it is just normal Pokemon Emerald, but there's a bunch of quality of life features that you choose from the start. And what really made me want to jump into it was there's built-in Nuzlocke features, which is awesome. You know what a Nuzlocke is?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Yeah, so just for anybody that doesn't know, in the Pokemon games, the community have made like a challenge to make the Pokemon games a little bit harder. So once a Pokemon reaches 0 health, you can no longer use it.
Bye-bye.
It's considered dead, not fainted. So you've got to go and get another Pokemon, and you also can only get the first Pokemon you encounter on each route. So you can't just go willy-nilly catch whatever you want. And it's awesome that, this version of Pokemon Emerald, the community has like modded in just like these features into the actual game itself. So I've never done a Nuzlocke purely because like when I'm sat there, I don't want to like make the rules up myself and like force myself to do them. I want them to be like in the game. And this is the first time in a Pokemon game that I've actually seen it like in the game. So when a Pokemon's knocked out, it goes back to your PC automatically. You can't put it back into your party, so you can't cheat yourself essentially. And also like when you come across a Pokemon on the route, like the first one, it's got like a little 1 symbol on it, so that means you can catch it. And every other Pokemon on that route you can no longer catch again. Like it physically doesn't let you throw the Pokeball. It says like, this is not the first encounter on the route when you try to use the Pokeball. So it's really cool. It's really cool. I love it that it's actually built into it. So it's actually making me do a Nuzlocke for the first time. But I had my first death, my last play session, which, it wasn't really my fault. It was just like an unfortunate situation. So my Butterfree, that's the Pokemon I've been using to put Pokemon to sleep and then, whittle down and catch. So I sent out Butterfree, and my first encounter for this specific route was a Hunch Crow, so it's a dark flying type. And the only attacking move that I have was Confusion, which is a psychic type move that has no effect on dark types. So I could not hit Hunch Crow. There was no way I could hit it.
No.
And Hunch Crow's
That's the
a
issue,
flying
isn't it?
type.
That's the
So it was
issue,
super effective against me. So I was just
Yeah.
and it mean looked me. So I couldn't swap my Pokemon and I couldn't run. I'm like I was just helpless. I was helpless. I couldn't do a freaking thing about it.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed because like I hadn't used Butterfree in a long time, so I was having a lot of fun using Butterfree, and just got murdered, got destroyed. So that was my first loss for the game. It was just unfortunate, just like I couldn't do anything, could not do anything about it.
Yeah,
which kind of sucked. But it was interesting to see how it handled the deaths. Like it's got a bunch of options you can choose at the start of the game. Like you can just choose your experience to how you want it. Like you can make it so like the Pokemon get sent to the PC, but they just blurred out. You can't actually use them, but you can like see their stats and move them around the boxes. But yeah, you just can't put them back in your party. Or you can make it so they're just released straight away and you never see them again, like that. But yeah, that was a tough moment. It was a tough moment.
I don't know. That scares me to get to a game and then you just stop like that. Like from nothing you can really do.
Yeah.
And then it's just done. I don't know. It's it's like Fire Emblem, the old days. When the character died, and
that's sort of the fun of it, though. Like it's just how it is. Like if I went into it, if I was a little bit more careful, like I should have looked at the move set and been like, look, I've only got Confusion. Maybe I should have kept Tackle or something. Just like in case I come across a dark type and all of that. But obviously, I wasn't thinking that far ahead.
No, that's right. It is what it is.
Especially because like how I'm playing, there's a setting as well to make everything random. So I've got like all the trainer battles and all the wild encounters to be random Pokemon popping up, which adds just like every time you go into the grass or something, says you got no idea what's coming up. So yeah, that's why the Hunch Crow popped up. I'm like, oh yeah, Hunch Crow, cool. I'll put it to sleep. But yeah, that did not work out for me. Mean looked me, and that was it.
And you're done. Yeah,
that was it. But it's really cool because like you can randomize the Pokemon, but you can literally randomize everything. Like you can randomize the Pokemon, what type the Pokemon are, the abilities of what it has. You can even randomize what's super effective against what. So
really,
you can play a game that just completely makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
correct.
you could have like I could come across a Hunch Crow, and it could be a water type, and fire could be super effective against it, and it could have an ability like Serene Grace, which Shedinja has, which is only hurt by super effective attacks. Like you could come across like the most random, messed up, confusing thing, which could be fun, but yeah, it just wouldn't make any sense. Because at the end of the day, like Pokemon, it's literally just sprites and math. But if there's no like logical reason for that math to make sense, it's just like it makes. Yeah, just
imagine just playing it so much and then you're just sort of confused when you go back to normal Pokemon. Like, hang on, that type doesn't work again. Oh, wait, I've been playing it wrong the entire time here.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it
really
could be
confused.
interesting. Like for somebody who's been playing Pokemon for years, like you had the 16 types when you got Fairy introduced with, Gen 6. So we've sort of known the type chart for a long time. I guess like if you want to like really work it out and like, all right, what do I have to do here? You keep like a spreadsheet of like working out what types what and all that. I guess that could be fun, but
for sure,
bit of a head fuck for me right now. I was like, I'm not quite looking for spreadsheets and trying to work out what is going on here.
That's a lot.
I think
that's cool. I love that's an option.
Yeah, I think everything random except for what type is super effective against what would be a fun one. Like, you see a Pokemon, you got no idea what type it is, you got no idea what abilities, what moves. But yeah, just keep the typing. I think that's the fundamentals of Pokemon. It's just like that rock, paper, scissors mechanic. But everything else up in the air could be interesting. Like you never know when an explosion's coming. You never know when look, you got no idea what's going to happen.
Oh, for sure. That's right. Yeah, it's cool. I love it.
Yeah, I've been enjoying my my Pokemon ROM hacks. Been a lot of fun. This has just been needing my comfort food. Back to
Hey,
Pokemon.
and is there another one you're gonna play? Uranium.
Don't know. I'm pretty happy with this one at the moment. I've got a physical copy from Etsy of Pokemon Liquid Crystal, so probably
Yep.
jump into that one next. That's basically a remake of Gold Soul or of Crystal, obviously, in the Fire Red Leaf Green engine. So yeah, it's like Heart Gold Soul Silver, but a bit of a different flavor, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So like to see how that goes.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, anything new, or you've just been doing the Chrissy thing?
Yeah, but we haven't had a lot of time to game. I've been playing like Tetris 99 in between things and gotten all right at it. I had a second placing again the other day. Gotten some good like
Nice.
KOs.
Is everybody on holiday? So Josh comes in for
Uh,
the high place.
like I played, that's the only thing I felt like playing, and then maybe a bit of Vampire Survivors, and then like it's just been like in half-hour bursts in between things, really. So it hasn't been long, but yeah, I was getting pretty good at one stage because I was doing it like consistently, like yep, this is a I feel right here, I feel like I'm in the rhythm, and then you get to the top 10, it's just so so chaotic
going
and they're
nuts,
so
yeah.
fast and I just I was keeping up at one stage, but then you just like sometimes you just get massively fucked over and you're just like garbage just piles up. No matter how well I could have done it, I was gonna always lose, and you get a little frustrated, but it keeps me in it competitively, and it's fun. So yeah, I just haven't been nothing. I don't know. I'm Mario and Luigi's not really drawing me in at the moment. I should get back to Echoes of Wisdom. Then I thought the other day I had barely played Castlevania Dominus Collection for ages now. I was really enjoying that. I just sort of other things came out, so I should get back into that. And then yeah, so I think I need to find that next thing to sort of draw me in, sink my teeth into. Because I know Donkey Kong Country Returns. I've never played, or sorry, I have played. I haven't finished it, but I've just sort of played a couple hours of it. So that'll be like I'm keen to play that because I love Tropical Freeze.
Yeah,
So
no, that's a good one to jump into.
I'll be big into that. But I've got a couple of weeks until then, so I want to find something to keep me busy.
Is it only a couple of weeks away? I know it's January, but
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. 16th of January, that comes
God.
out. So, yep, hit the ground running. I love it. I love these January releases that Nintendo have been doing the last few years because we got another code last year or earlier this year. Then before that we got Fire Emblem Engage, and so then we'll get Donkey Kong Country Returns. So it's good.
yeah, man, play through it, enjoy it. That's what I did at the start of this
Yeah.
year. Is I played the 3DS version and had a lot of fun, except for
Yeah.
like one boss where I'm like I had to really squint because that game's used to being on a big TV, and when it draws itself right out on the 3DS's screen, which is not a high res screen,
No.
like ooh, I cannot make up Donkey Kong from much else. And my eyes aren't bad, so I could only imagine somebody whose eyes aren't quite as sharp.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it with the updated visuals. So it should be good.
Yeah. And you mentioned Tetris. That actually reminded me on the Analog Pocket. I put in my original Tetris cartridge, and I've actually just been playing the original Game Boy Tetris on Analog Pocket. Been having a lot of fun with that.
Nice. So good.
Yeah, just it's funny because I picked it up just to show somebody like, hey, look, I'm playing this, just show off the Analog Pocket type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's cool. I'm playing Tetris, just to demo it pretty much. And I'm just like, I'm gonna keep playing. This is fun.
Hey, just keep going with it. Yeah, that's right. I want to play some other ones. There's there's other versions of Tetris I think I want to get, experience and play that I've never gotten to before. Trying to think of the one.
Yeah, are they on Switch that you want to try the different versions?
Not on Switch.
My favorite ones, we've already talked about it before, I think, but Tetris DS. That's an amazing version of Tetris. Just you'll love it as well. Just like the music and just all of like the Nintendo, 8-bit characters bouncing around and stuff as you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think you'll love that if you want to pick up your DS and play that.
Yes, Tetris 2 was the one I was thinking of.
Tetris
Super
2, the big sequel.
Yeah, on the Famicom. I think there was a Super Nintendo one as well. There's Tetris Battle Gaiden.
That Tetris like museum game came out like
Yes,
recently too. I remember people talking about like I remember was that at a direct? I remember being like, oh,
it
that looks
was.
cool, and
Yeah,
then it sort of
Tetris
just
Forever.
yeah. I should see if that's on sale. Actually, that's probably a good thing.
It has been. It was 20% off.
Yeah,
So
I just
the other
googled
day,
it. 20% off on Steam.
at the moment.
$38 USD. So
Yeah.
because I'm not signed into Steam here, but that's probably actually a good one. That's a good one. I've been looking at games like the pick up on eShop and Steam sales. I've like I don't know. I don't really need anything. I think I'm good. But that's a good one because yeah, I want something that's just chill, and I love Tetris.
Yeah.
And just playing all those iterations. Like I kind of like playing all the different versions of Tetris, like the Game Boy game where it's like just you're not able to press up and like automatically drop. So like it changes. It's like even that tiny little difference just completely changes the pace of the game compared to like later iterations.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and yeah, Tetris Forever as well is cool because it's got the documentary part of it as well. So it's not exactly like a video game, the entire thing, but also a bit of a video you watch on the creation of it, and it's quite unique. So,
I'm actually
yeah,
super keen. I want to play that tonight after this.
Hey, get on
super,
it. Is it?
super keen? I completely forgot about it. Well, talking about Tetris, I'm having so much fun with the Game Boy one. It's like, well, you can play like a lot of them. Through
Yeah,
this
all the old ones are pretty well there, and they recreated the very first like DOS one.
Yeah,
with new effects for you to play, so it's cool.
because there's an Atari one. There's an Atari game like this too, where it's like documentary. Is it called
Okay.
Atari Forever? Probably not.
I'm not sure.
Can't
But yeah,
remember.
that's just been fun. I just, Tetris just, it's that puzzle game for me that I really love. And I never really got into it until it was Tetris 99 in the early 2019 when that came out. And I'm like, oh, this is different. And I'm playing it and like, oh, okay, it's competitive. I'm like, okay, this is fun. And then like, okay, like Tetris is cool. Why haven't I ever played this before? And it was just a bit of a love affair that started from there. And experiencing all the other ones previously, like I got a original Game Boy after that and bought a version of Tetris to play on that and absolutely loved it. And then Tetris Effect, and I just all of it now. I don't know. It's like Monopoly. I love Monopoly, like getting different versions of it. I'm a bit like that with Tetris.
Yeah. You said Monopoly. I'm just thinking to myself, I got like a copy of Mario Kart Monopoly for Christmas from my mother-in-law.
Okay, nice.
I'm like, it's
I'd
pretty
totally
cool,
play
but
that.
it's like I don't know if I'll ever play it. I'm not much of a board game person, but
Okay.
if you ever come
If it was
down,
a-
Josh,
If
we
it was
can
an
play.
eShop gift code to play Mario Kart Monopoly on the Nintendo Switch, you'd been like, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You've been all over it.
I'd be sitting there on the Switch just playing Monopoly by myself against the CPU, like the cool kid I am.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. All right, Josh, let's jump into the biggest moments for Nintendo in 2024. Like we said at the start of the show, it's been a year. It's hasn't been too big, hasn't been too small. It's been just right, as Goldilocks would say. But
Correct.
we'll start with you, Josh. What's number one or the first one? They're not in numbered order necessarily, but what's the first one you want to bring up?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have them numbered. I kind of got them grouped, and so like so the first grouping I've got is making everyday experiences more fun, and so Nintendo kind of just continued, what Iwata I think tried to like begin in his legacy with Nintendo not just being a gaming company, but an IP, a brand that you have within your home, within your family, the well-known characters, and so what we got. Some very cool announcements in October. We got Alamo. You can wake up every day to the sound of Nintendo music and the integration of that. We've been using it for a couple of months now and really enjoying it. I don't know, the music of it's really fun. We just change it up and, we talk about, okay, let's, what music do you want tonight? And we had the Mario Kart sound update just the other week and, just cool. I don't know, like, I haven't got sick of it yet, waking up to Nintendo music every morning. So that's been really fun. And Nintendo has just found that way to make something that everyone does a little bit more fun with a little bit of a twist on it, and that's with their really great music. And so really enjoyed that from Nintendo this year. And then as well as the Nintendo Music, so everyone listens to music on their apps, and Nintendo's like, well, we have a lot of music. Let's create our own app, and you can enjoy it for yourself. There's a big collection of games. We're going to add new games weekly, and it's a whole bunch of tracks that you get to enjoy, and you can keep playing the same song over and over again. You can avoid certain games and music for spoilers if you haven't played the game for yourself. It's really quite functional and cool, and it's those things you do every day, like on your way to work or at work. I'm using these things, and it's just more Nintendo in my life, which is definitely what they're trying to do. So one of the three themes for me was the continuation making of their continuation of making everyday experiences more fun.
I'm glad that you have a purpose to wake up now, thanks to Nintendo. Maybe I actually do need an Alamo.
Yeah, get Alamo, Drew. Get on it, man.
Yeah, maybe I do. But yeah, I think it is cool. Like, been following Nintendo news for a long time, and with Iwata and everything, they were trying to do back then with trying to go into like the health market and just the lifestyle market with a bunch of things. And you can see that through the games, especially they were doing back then, especially in the Wii days. And they were moving like to pedometers and even like the heart rate sensor for the Wii, the vitality sensor. And you can see like Nintendo experimenting with things like that. But every now and again, they just do like a random product. And I guess this is like truly like one of like the standalone, just unique lifestyle products that they've done, which it was out of nowhere. It's really random.
Yeah.
On paper, when you hear like they're selling an alarm clock, it's like, that's strange, but kind of cool. Then you see the price, and you either laugh at it or you go and pick one up. But yeah, no, that's a good one, Josh, because it was unusual. It's one of the most unusual sort of headlines from Nintendo this year. It's just like, all right, you're selling us an alarm clock. Like, you have sold us cardboard before, so I guess we shouldn't be too surprised at this one. But
yeah, we're expecting new hardware. We're thinking Switch 2, but no, Nintendo's like, hold my beer. You're ready for an alarm clock with Nintendo Music. That's what you really want, guys. Here you go. And sales aren't yet available for people in the public yet. We'll get that next year. I'm keen to see if it sort of takes off a bit, because it's just Nintendo Switch Online members, the hardcore Nintendo fans who've picked this up and have experienced it. Interested to see if it sells pretty well come early next year when the public gets their access to it.
You reckon this is going to sell out if it's at like Big W and EB Games? Just like all the kids, like, oh my god!
I think you'll do all right. I don't think it'll do as as amazing as we might think, but I think it'll be solid enough. And the price is high. I get you. But kids, they'll fixate on it and they'll want it. So I think I would love this as a kid more so than I do now, because I love it right now anyway.
Oh my god, your love would be out of control if you were half the age.
If I was half the age and had a bit more music. I'm waiting for a few more updates. The updates seem a little slow. That's my only thing, but I'd love to see a bigger catalogue.
I just appreciate Alamo because it might have been the catalyst that sort of pushed them to do Nintendo Music on like Nintendo Switch Online on your phone, releasing that app so that you can actually listen to their soundtracks for the first time in forever. Legally.
Correct.
which is nice.
Giving access to that's been unreal. So
yeah. I can imagine just someone at Nintendo just like ripping the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe CD, the soundtrack, and then they're ripping it to iTunes.
Yeah.
Like, then somebody like the manager comes up behind them like, you might as well just chuck this on an app too, and just have why not? And the other guy's a bit frustrated because it's a bit more work for him, but he'll have it finished by the holidays. He got it out in November, and yeah, maybe that was the reason, because they had to rip the CD anyway.
Maybe. Yeah, I the more I thought about it, I was like, why don't they just put it on a Spotify like playlist? And then I thought, well, no, hang on, because if you're free with Spotify, you're going to get ads with it, and Nintendo playing their music, getting interrupted by an ad for anything targeted towards you that might not align with what they want. They can't control that. And then, I don't have to pay for it because I already pay for it in Nintendo Switch Online, and this is a free thing for me. So I don't need Spotify Premium without ads, and I don't need to listen to the ads with the free version of Spotify. So works really well. I think it's awesome. And then I've been having fun just sort of checking out the music every week, and what we had Super Mario 64 just the other day, and Wave Race 64 before that, which I love. I absolutely love that game, and the music as well to that. So yeah, it's been fun.
What soundtracks you waiting for? For me, Kid Icarus Uprising, waiting for that soundtrack. That's an amazing soundtrack. More Pokemon games. We've only got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And listening through all of Scarlet and Violet, it's got a good soundtrack, but on the Pokemon scale of things, it's not my favorite one. But like, I think my favorite track from Scarlet and Violet is just like the normal wild battle theme. I'm not driving home from work and it's giving me goosebumps. I'm just like bobbing to it. It made me happy, so that was good. But yeah, more stuff from that. I think that's definitely what's on top of my mind. But yeah, what soundtracks are you waiting for?
Earthbound. So I want some Earthbound music.
Yep.
That's number one for me. Some more Metroid. So like Super Metroid would be awesome. Anything Mario. So if we've got Super Mario Sunshine, love to see that soon. We've got Galaxy and Odyssey on there. They're the main ones for me. So they'll get there eventually, I'm sure. WarioWare, and then Rhythm Heaven. There's a few things,
Oh, Rhythm Heaven, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
and WarioWare. A lot of good soundtracks, yeah.
Yes.
They got a few.
Right.
They got a few to come out.
All the Koji Kondo. Get it all out there, please.
Yep. Put it all out there. No, I agree. All right. Let's. I guess we'll move on to mine, and mine was just like surprisingly good Nintendo Directs. I think I was going into this year just being like, oh look, it's going to be a slower year type of thing, and we start off the year just like with just third party Direct, and they're good. They're all right usually, but I think we're going into like the start of this year, maybe expecting what we're expecting start of next year.
Yeah.
Where it is like, oh, the new Nintendo system. Can't wait. And did it quickly get debunked? Being like, all right, we're going to be spending all of this year with Switch. It took a few months until we sort of worked that out, I think. But we're going in with, pretty high expectations. But coming, I think especially like in the June Direct, where like we're thinking like, what are we going to be playing for the rest of the year? And some of the highlights from this were Mario and Luigi Brothership. That was a big surprise.
Yep.
Got a brand new Zelda game where you get to play as Zelda. And, of course, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which was like a massive thing, how it entered out that show. So, especially looking back on it now, too, like when you actually see what was announced at this June showcase was actually like really impressive. Even on the third party side, like, we see like Lego Horizon, for example, from PlayStation, that's shown up. That alone's like a pretty weird thing, even though the game was already announced. But just seeing them there and like the PlayStation third party publishing, publisher at the bottom was quite interesting to see. And so it was just like really cool. And they also had like the Capcom Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, which a lot of people lost their crap about because it was the first time that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was basically being re-released since like Xbox 360 on the live arcade there. So yeah, there's a lot of like niches that were very happy, and I seem to fit into like a few of them. Obviously, big Nintendo fan, so that made me happy. Just with like a bunch of that stuff, a lot of JRPGs. And the Fighting Collection, which is pretty cool. I ended up picking that up on PS4. But yeah, there was just a lot to be happy about. And we also had like the first Nintendo Direct / Indie Direct, where it was like the same presentation, but they jumped from indie games into, I guess, just third-party games. And this was another one where I was like, oh, look, what else are we going to get type of thing? And when it's an indie world and, I love indie games, but you're not expecting big Nintendo games and big third-party announcements and type of thing. But it also sort of, I fit into the niches here as well. A lot of people just like, boring. But brand new Atelier game that comes out in March. I'm like, oh my God, is this Atelier? I lost my shit about that. Capcom drop another Fighting Collection. the Capcom Fighting Collection Volume 2, which has like a bunch of never re-released games on that as well from the Dreamcast and a bunch of things, which is really exciting. So yeah, I think I was just obviously got a lot more examples of games from these Nintendo Directs, but overall, like a pretty good year. Like I look back on the big beats Nintendo wanted to market and wanted us to pick up some games. There was definitely a lot to play if you fit into these particular niches. If you like role playing games, if you like Nintendo games, if you like cozy games, all of this type of thing. So yeah, a great year for Nintendo Directs overall. Nothing to go down in the history books by any means, but when we're on like the last full year of Switch as Nintendo's standalone console, presumably, obviously we don't know, but we can assume, we can heavily assume that Nintendo
Highly
Switch 2 will be next year.
Yes.
So yeah, I think Nintendo didn't really miss a beat. They did what they had to do this year, and especially after 2023, where a lot of their big guns just got rolled out, and they had this much more in the chamber was pretty impressive. Because I'm still scared about the Wii U days. I remember the Wii U days. I remember the early 3DS days.
Yep.
So yeah, it doesn't go past me that we're eating good this year as far
We're
as
doing well, aren't we?
even if you didn't pick up a
Successful
game,
console.
at least the directs were entertaining.
Yeah. So we had one big one in June, a main Nintendo one, and that was so great, and I think it delivered way above expectations people had, because even then people were like, is the Switch 2 coming later this year? And we're expecting maybe a pretty mild Nintendo Direct here, because they did state it'd just be Nintendo Switch titles, nothing about a successor would be mentioned or games for that. And so when we got some really great announcements, it wasn't just we got Mario Party Jamboree, we got a brand new Zelda and Echoes of Wisdom, we got Mario and Luigi Brothership, another RPG, and then even Donkey Kong Country Returns, that was announced in that Direct. We also got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which was teased and delayed and speculated for years. Is this game even coming? It was at that stage early in 2024. To finally get that announcement was unreal, and it was a bit like couldn't quite believe it. Like we finally got through all that waiting to see, like, yes, this game does exist. Yes, this game's still coming out, and we don't have to wait too long really, because it's coming out the next year. So that was great. Just exceeded all expectations. And we got the NSO drops that Direct as well, so you could play Zero Mission, you could play Four Swords Adventures as well, to come with these newly announced upcoming Zelda and Metroid games. And so it was a really great Direct, and I think it kind of surprised a lot of people in a great way. I haven't mentioned the third-party stuff, but from a Nintendo standpoint, it was super strong. And we still got the announcements throughout the year sprinkled via Twitter. We got that really cool Nintendo World Championships announcement, and the lead up and marketing to that was unreal. We got the very, very well done MEO teasing done on Twitter to get people to talk and speculate what this game might be. Gave a bit more of a spotlight to MEO. And we've got a Twitter announcement about the Xenoblade Chronicles X, not coming this year, but next year. So they were able to sort of keep the hype there and announce things, and it maybe didn't warrant a Direct exactly for those announcements, but it was a cool, like, you wake up to it and they're still doing stuff to the system. They're still got things ready to release, and stuff that's brand new for us to experience on this console. And they weren't done. We even got a new Endless Ocean in that Nintendo Partner Direct partner showcase earlier in the year that was tied with the Indie World. And so it was just extra things just weren't expecting that occurred, which was made all the fun, really. Yeah,
and like I think the Endless Ocean, that was a big surprise. Like we weren't expecting a Nintendo game, and a lot of people won't even recognize it. But I was like, this is like a sequel to Endless Ocean. It's like, it is, especially at the time. I was like really into like the Wii collecting. I was like, that was when I was hardcore into that. So
yes. I
was very familiar with Endless Ocean, especially at the time. So it was really cool to have that come out and get to play with you, and I really enjoyed it for the time I spent with it.
Yeah.
But that was a good moment. So Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff, and you talked about Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, that was such a flyby announcement that I was listening to Kind of Funny Games Daily in their quick news segment. They're like, "Oh, look, Nintendo announced this," and that was it. They just basically read the headline and moved on to the next thing. I'm like, "Wait, what?" I paused it, went to my phone because I was at work, and I'm like, went to their Twitter accounts. Oh, look, shit, this game has been finally coming to Switch. I remember Bryce like years ago, like a long time ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was, like just like I can't wait till this game gets ported to the Switch. It's one of his favorite Wii U games.
Yeah.
And yeah, here it is. It's finally coming.
We finally got it. We thought we were done with the Wii U ports, but they're like, nah, one more. And they're probably one of the best ones to last. So, yeah, it'd be great. Not long now.
No, yeah. Like, I think that's officially it. Like, the stuff you needed to bring over, I think
that's it. I think anything else is like...
Star Fox can stay.
Fine. Yeah,
Star Fox Zero can stay.
But X was the big one that was missing. And, yeah, glad it's gotten its...
Obviously, we have the Zelda remakes, but
they weren't new for the console, were they? They were upscale HD remakes. Remasters of games on other consoles. So yeah,
we'll see them one day. One day they'll be. Yep. They'll want to sell them to us
again. Nintendo, don't worry. They'll you'll see them again.
Yeah, don't you worry. Like, look,
definitely,
we would love to get $60-$70 out of you, mate. Don't worry, we'll milk you dry. Don't you worry about that.
Play the same game 3 times within 15 years. Hell yeah, that's what we do here at Nintendo.
That's what we do. Everywhere else has got some real nice backwards compatibility, maybe some upgrade paths for some remasters and updates. Here at Nintendo, we got deep wallets here. We're real fans. We actually financially support the company, just with like thousands of dollars a year. Thank you very much.
We're shareholders, really.
Yeah, we're shareholders. We're shareholders here. Do we make money out of Nintendo successes? No. Do we lose money when we've got to buy all these products? Yes, we do.
We occasionally get free games to review and talk about to help offset the expenses. We do sometimes, and that helps, and we thank Nintendo for it.
Yes. Appreciated.
Yes, very much so.
At the end of the day, though, they win, Josh. They're the winners here.
They always win. Correct. No, we both win.
Both win.
We just don't get money. They get money.
They get plenty of our money. All right, we'll move on. What's your next one?
All right, so my second grouping, I've got 3 groupings. This is my second one. This is Nintendo continues the entertainment business to be Nintendo as not just a gaming company, but a gaming entertainment business. And so we had some really cool announcements we finally got Donkey Kong Country, the new area that is here, at Universal Studios Japan. They're big into the theme parks now. This is building on Super Nintendo World over there, a whole new area with more things to do. I can't wait to visit this place early next year. And then it's coming to Orlando in the States as well. Donkey Kong getting some love there, and I hope they get some games to come along with it. We also got the Nintendo Museum. So Nintendo's, don't just play these games, you can interact with them in different ways, learn about the history at this place in Kyoto. Again, I get to go here next year, hopefully. Hopefully I get tickets. And I can't wait to experience this. Nintendo just building that brand, building, different ways to experience the things that they do. And this isn't the everyday stuff, but this is the really big things that you want to do on your holidays or when you got that spare time. They're continuing to build that. And they even announced, we're going to get Super Mario Bros. 2 coming in 2026. They announced that this year. So... more of this sort of stuff to come. It's not just stuff you play on your video game console. You get to experience Nintendo in a whole bunch of different ways now, on the silver screen or on the cinema screen, or going out and about to theme parks around the world. So getting more of it everywhere now.
Yeah, I just had a friend who just came back from Japan and told me all about his Nintendo World experience.
Nice.
And it sounded great.
You went to Donkey Kong Country as well?
No, it wasn't open when he was there.
Okay,
he was there a little bit early.
Just before, yeah.
But yeah, that would be amazing too. I think that would be, you're going to have so much fun when you go.
Yeah.
But I think I really do actually appreciate Nintendo's IP being elsewhere. Like, I love the games. Obviously where I went. That's where I wanted to interact with Nintendo games or Nintendo IP because that's where I always have. That's what I'm used to. But I think like the Mario movie, that was a big thing. Like it's a kids movie. I really enjoyed it. I loved like just all the references and the sounds and everything it was doing. But it also allows me to like share it with my son. He's 2 years old. He can't play games, but he loves Mario because he loves the movie. He watches it like 2 times in a day type of thing. If he watches it, he wants to watch it again. And it's just really nice to be able to share that with him. And there's even like, my wife Chantel, like she's not going to play Mario, but since it's on in the background so much, she's like familiar with like more of the world and all of that, like the whole Mario vibe, which is cool. And it's just like a great way to other people to maybe be led into your joy a little bit more, even if they're not all that familiar with like the games because they don't know how to run and jump and it's a little bit past them and they're not interested in learning. But going to like a place like Nintendo World or something, if you drag along a family member, I think it'll be pretty hard not to be like, no, this is pretty magical. This is pretty special.
Yeah. So captivated by it in a different way. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So I hope they continue to, go down this path and, have great movies and great theme parks and, just a lot of stuff outside the games. Obviously it's good for them because, they're going to have more customers, more stuff to sell, all of that type of thing. But I think as far as like the hobby goes for you and I, it's never a negative thing if they continue down like just the quality, which I hope the Mario Brothers 2 movie, has that quality. Because I watched Sonic 3 on Boxing Day actually, and
yes, I saw it last night.
That movie's awesome. It's so good, isn't it?
It was fun.
I loved it.
Yeah,
like it's unreal how good they've made the Sonic movies. They're fantastic.
They're good fun. Really appreciate the world they're creating and what a turnaround from super ugly Sonic at first and now the universe that it's created, and it's a little cheeky and fun and something that Nintendo can't do with their IP in their films. I don't know, it's a little bit cheekier and I don't know, slightly, what's the word, like not mature, but just edgier in a way. Like Sega tried to be in the 90s. They're trying to portray that a bit more in their movies here, and it's fun. Yeah,
it's just Sonic in a nutshell, I guess, isn't it? Compared to Mario. Mario's like
correct.
The buttoned up one. Fun, mystical type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
but Sonic's there, cheeky and always saying shit, but bloody riles you up like the little Sonic.
Yeah, that's right.
But I hope hope Nintendo continue down that path because it's working out, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the second Mario movie because they've put a time on it, basically like April 26. I'm like, well, my son's going to be 2 then. I'm really looking forward to not 2. He's going to be 4. Sorry, and I'm really looking forward to taking him. And
you'll love it. Yeah, that's right. He'll be at a great age for it by then.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I'm just thinking, like, another what? Year and a half, basically.
16 months, yeah.
Yeah. So, it seems like a long time away, but...
Be here before you know it.
Be here before I know it, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. What's your next one?
My next one is like just the rabbit hole of Nintendo Switch 2 over the past year. And it's not really like a Nintendo moment, but it's a Nintendo community moment where we're all very much ready for like a new system, and going into 2024, we're like, all right, new system might be launching June, might be, just a lot of sort of guessing and hopium going into this. And it was like early in the year, I got an article from IGN. I just had a look up, like, just remember, like, how early in the year were we not expecting Switch 2 to drop? And this is just from the end of February this year saying Nintendo Switch 2 is reportedly delayed. And the reason in this one is like to combat scalping. Don't know if that's the case. I doubt that was the case, but a lot of stuff since has been because like, they want the games to be ready, which are the most important things to have lined up, which I think is a good decision by Nintendo if possible,
for sure,
if true. But it's just been like a big rabbit hole, just going to like, is it going to be this year? Is it going to be next year? And as we progress through the year, even like Nintendo Directs, they got to the point like, all right, we're not going to be talking about the successor to Nintendo Switch in this direct. Like Nintendo had to address it. The fever was reaching like an all-time high.
Yeah.
People are clearly just wanting this thing, which is a good sign. But we're gonna have
That's
plenty to talk about hopefully next year. But yeah, it's just been like just a wild time, and the last month or so we've really been seeing the leaks come out, whether they're real or not, from
Yes,
case
that's
manufacturers, and people actually have like 3D printed designs of the Switch 2 with the working Joy-Con magnets and everything.
Renders and the dock one that's on the rounds recently. So it's like
the dock, yeah,
whether it's true or not, it's stuff that is out there, and people might start believing it more and more now. And I would expect, I'm fully expecting early January to mid January we hear something. I'm expecting Switch 2 announcements in the next 2 weeks, just because of all this stuff as well.
Yeah, no, it's looking like it should be soon, but like you know, over the last year, it's just been like, look, I got no idea. We've just been mixed up that much, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year. And I just been listening to like Digital Foundry and a bunch of other like tech YouTube / podcasts, and like talking about the leaks and like the supposed specs and just all the features and things like that, like. A lot of talk about the brand new C button on one of the Joy-Cons, like people speculating what that's going to be about. And even just showing off, like, I was watching a podcast and somebody had like an actual like build of the Switch 2 and actually had like the working Joy-Con magnets. He showed like how the button comes off and clicks on. I'm like, wow. Like people have these designs, like whether they're just made up or not. Like I don't think they are.
They're doing it.
I think that to be this widespread, somebody's really tricked everybody. Like, everybody from D-Brand to random tech YouTubers to whatever, they all have the same designs. So whether there's like a few sources that are telling them that this is it, or everybody's just not doing their diligence when it comes to actually verifying things, I don't know, but. It seems like that's it. It seems like a safe option. It's just like a bigger Switch with a 8-inch screen, better Joy-Cons, and whatever that mysterious button does. But it all comes down to like the software of the operating system and the games. I think that's what we're really hoping at, like really just waiting for, is just like, all right, what are you going to launch it with? You know, what IPs are going to show up and be like the next generation of Nintendo gaming as far as like all that goes. It's an exciting time. It's like, as a Nintendo podcaster, definitely. I don't know if there's much more exciting than a brand new system, because the House of Mario it started a couple of months after Switch, so we literally haven't like covered a system launch since we've been doing the podcast. Which since
you've been doing it, it has been very much a year of waiting for the Switch 2, and I think it's driven a lot of people crazy and waiting for it, getting a little mad that maybe it hasn't come out yet, and then we hear the delays that they're doing it for, like you said, for the scalping, which, they want to make sure they've got enough made, and so, it's going to be something that's going to be able to meet demand, so they want to try and get ready for that, but then also at the same time, they don't want to, launch it and then the games aren't ready, which is what happened with the 3DS, which is what, the Wii U didn't have enough straight away, and it was, what it did have was a bit underwhelming. So, for whatever reasons, Nintendo's decided not to have it this year. And I think you've said Switch 2's the theme this year. I think I'm going to do the opposite. I think the theme for me was you don't need the Switch 2 this year. Nintendo's trying to say to us this year, for multiple reasons. And the first thing is they're still on that amazing thing, which is the Switch. And we were doing the financial results every quarter, going over that. Their profitability is unreal in a historic levels that's never been seen, especially for a final year of a console like this. People are still playing the Switch. People are still experiencing games, whether it's going back and playing some older stuff, or playing the stuff that Nintendo's offered this year. The usage rate's still really high, and they're selling software like hotcakes still, and that means more money for Nintendo, and whatever they've been able to do to prolong the life of the Switch they've done this year, and that's been, through some pretty cool titles. And we've spoken about them briefly, and, while the start of the year was a little, niche with some, remakes and things of some smaller IP, that second half of the year, we got to experience a new Zelda, and a really amazing Mario Party that's arguably the best ever, and a new entry in the Mario and Luigi series. And so, there's been new things scattered along the older stuff, just to keep people entertained and ready. And we've had some fun covering it this year, and going over the games that we really liked, like MEO included. And I think that's been enough for a lot of people, including, the stuff that's come from the third parties that I haven't gone over. If you've looked hard enough, the Switch has had some really good stuff this year for you to play and enjoy. So Nintendo's telling you, do those things, try some new things out, because there's still a bit of life to the Switch yet, and that's what they did this year.
Yeah, I think personally, I don't know whether Nintendo needs it. Well, I think they do need it, but don't know whether you need it, Nintendo needs it. Don't know if the listener needs it, but Christ, I need the Switch too. Over the base Switch.
I could see what they did this year, and that's, I accept it. But now I'm very much ready to, as soon as possible, let's get the Switch 2 going. Not just because I'm ready to see the next gen, like a new Mario Kart, a new 3D Mario, but also some more engagement in our podcast would be great. I've definitely seen the drop off this year and the interest wane off. So everyone listening here still, thank you very much.
Need to hype up the audience a bit, yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone listening, because you very much enjoy your Nintendo, for sure. But next year, there'll be more fans to join us, definitely.
Yeah, that's true. I think for me, like even like the last week, going onto the eShop, and the eShop's always been laggy, but
yeah,
for me the last week, it's been
slow.
unusable. It literally just stopped. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna browse my games like this. This is awful. Like it's they need to, on Switch 2, they got to make sure of it. No matter how many years into Switch 2 it is, that the wall between their customers and them, and where the money gets exchanged, needs to be as seamless as possible. Like, just like the fact that it's so laggy, the fact that you can't buy multiple games at once through like a shopping cart. Don't know. They got to work that out, because that's literally how they make their money. Is just like, that's the interface. That's one of the most important things they got to get right.
Yeah, so slow, doesn't want to work. It needs an uplift, and hopefully we get it. We'll get it.
Like during Christmas, I may as well go for a half an hour drive to the shops, pick up my game and drive back, and my eShop would be still loading probably.
Yep, or the download wouldn't be done yet.
Yeah, it's like, well, the download's not too bad once you finally get through it, but Christ almighty, I'm going through like what's on sale, and like, going through like, oh look, all those hentai games got to load, the thumbnails, and you got to go past them, and it's a slow process, but yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, it's been a big year of rumors and speculation. It's been just going off the chart.
Yeah, but we're ready.
We're ready.
It'll happen. We will find out in the next 3 months.
We will.
About 90 days or so, we'll know at least, but I reckon it's 15.
15, Jesus.
I've heard rumors of the 8th of January. I'd love to see it that early.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah.
Yep.
I want them to get straight back to work. The marketing
straight
team.
to it.
Yep, straight back onto the whiteboards.
Yeah, because I don't think it'll be the week after, because that's when Donkey Kong comes out. And if it's not that, then it's probably going to be later in January. But I think there's a good chance early January.
Yeah, really annoy those parents that just picked up a Switch for their kids. Like literally straight after Christmas. Like
that's right.
Just rile up the kids being what?
Damage is done now. Yep. Doesn't matter.
The kids are like, I want the next thing, which is like, I don't know, $600 right now, mummy.
Plus $650, I reckon, Australian, something like that.
Yeah. Give it to me, mummy. So,
we're ready. I've got my saver, Drew. I'm ready to go. So when the pre-orders go up, my money's going straight to it. It's happening.
You brought up scalpers before. If you don't get one, how much would you pay a scalper on eBay?
No, I'm getting one.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm getting one. I don't know if I'd do a scalping option.
Yeah, no.
Don't know if I trust it enough.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that
I'll
was
get one.
like that would suck so much because this thing is going to be in demand. Like I don't.
Yeah, I will
Ooh.
do what I need to do to be ready when the time comes for the pre-order to occur.
Because with Switch, I pre-ordered it. I remember getting it pretty easy. Because I think Nintendo said that there's going to be like 2 or 3 million worldwide Nintendo Switches at launch. I'm like,
Okay.
well, that doesn't sound like much.
Mm.
But after Wii U, it's kind of like, oh, might be alright. It might be fine. I remember getting a pre-order at EB Games pretty easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a completely different situation. So yeah, hopefully they've just got so many of these things made. Like they have stockpiled these things. They've got plenty, and yeah, it worries me a little bit. God forbid.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I think they're prepared. They're ready. They're cognizant of the issues, and they've had this extra year now to prepare for it. So I'm thinking it's going to go pretty well.
Cool. I'll listen to you. You'll take the worry away from me.
Yeah. Put you at ease, man.
Thank you.
You've got nothing to worry about.
Thank God. I can breathe
Can't
again.
control it anyway.
No. All right. What's your next one?
That was it. That was it. There
Oh,
were
that was
top
number
3
3.
ones. Yep.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. The
Yep.
conversation went for so long. I was like, was that mine or was that yours?
Yeah. Do you have any more?
Yeah, I think I'll just like to. It sort of fits into a last one you brought up with the entertainment, but I think just the museum that they announced in a special Nintendo Direct Museum Edition.
Yes.
They brought up. So yeah, brand new museum and an old Nintendo building in Kyoto. I think it was just really cool. Just like I've always sort of wanted to like for Nintendo to do this, like celebrate their history and be able to like learn about things that they've done even before video games, and I'm really looking forward to being able to talk to somebody who's been to one and just hear about it. I hope you get into it next year when you head over to Japan. It'd be great to pick your brain. One of my friends who just went to Japan, who I brought up before, he didn't get in, but it was like the first few weeks that it was open.
Yeah, extra hectic, I'm sure.
So it would have been pretty nuts, I think. But yeah, I think it was just a really cool idea, and I could imagine like the merch at all of these places, but the Nintendo Museum especially, like even like all the silly things like that massive Wiimote plushie, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, it was just like a cool thing that Nintendo opened up this year. Another thing outside of the video games, be a massive tourist spot for Japan. Like it'd be like on the list kind of like when you go there, it's like, oh, what can I do in Japan? Like, oh, what can I do in Kyoto? You have like cherry blossoms. You have like all these things you can do. And you have, oh, look, there's the Nintendo Museum. That'll be like on the big list of things to do there because like Nintendo is just so iconic in Japan. So yeah, it's cool that they've got a little museum to celebrate themselves.
Oh, it's great. I think something they could have done ages ago, but haven't, and I just can't wait to experience it. It's going to be awesome.
Just hopefully you get a ticket, Josh.
I hope so. It should be fun.
Because what month are you going? You're going over?
I'll be there in March.
March,
late
yeah.
Feb and early March.
Yeah. Oh, I really want to go. Like hearing about like the Nintendo World and the museum and that. Like it sounds good. I want to go when my kids are a bit older though. Not
Yeah.
little screaming.
Yeah, to experience it.
Screaming nuggets.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be do.
Good.
Well, I think like your topics were pretty broad, so I think yours did like a great job of covering a lot of things. But yeah, we sort of talked about the games last year, or last episode, which was like the main focus of the year. But I think all in all, just like a pretty standard year from Nintendo. There was no like big changes. It was just business as always. A few smaller games, but for the most part, it was just like it was a fun year to be a Nintendo fan, and especially if like you're a fan of like rumors and speculation and tech and all of this type of thing. It was fun to sort of follow it on that way as well. Like I was always just like, oh look, checking out like all of like the supposed specs and things like that. Like
Yep.
people are really sort of wondering like about the the specs of Switch 2, just like, oh, look, it's apparently the power bricks are 65-watt power brick, and people are like, oh, wow, it's going to have a lot of power. Vendor's like, well, not necessarily. Nintendo's going to like downclock this thing a fair bit, like the standard Switch is. So there's a lot of like discussion that I'm listening to, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all
about. And a lot speculated, and it's just time. It's just Nintendo, like everything's out of the way now. Christmas is done, New Year next week. They've got no reason now to delay it, and so they'll be ready.
I think on like the broader like side of gaming too, like it was a pretty big year for the other two console manufacturers as well, and also like Steam is quickly becoming like a more prominent position in hardware as well. They're gearing up now to have like their operating system Steam OS migrate to other handheld PCs. So the CES I think it starts the 7th of January. So a bunch of Lenovo is going to have a big event there, and they've got Microsoft and somebody from Valve there as special guests. So a lot of speculation is that they're going to have like two handhelds, one running on Steam OS, the other one running on Windows. So it's going to be a massive year next year for the handheld gaming scene. Obviously with Switch 2, that's going to be the biggest one, but you're also going to see like more Steam devices pop up as well, which is going to be like a lot more, I guess, options for people to jump into. Like if you want to easy get out the box, download your games and not have too much hassle, I think Steam OS on a lot of these other devices is going to provide that for people. If like you already have a PC library, if you want like, I don't know, a bit more power or whatever have you, depending on the device. So it's going to be a very exciting year next year, and what Xbox and PlayStation decide to do with their handhelds as well. We know that they've got some in development. They won't be coming out next year, but they will be coming out maybe in the next 3 years' time. Yeah, maybe something like that. So yeah, there's like the handheld gaming scene has completely changed with Switch. People just want their console games on the go, and now all of the other manufacturers all over the industry are making these. So if you're a handheld gaming fan, you're gonna have a great time, just like me. Like everything from Steam Deck to Switch to Asus ROG Ally to retro gaming handhelds. Like you've got so much to play and have a lot of fun with, because I just love tinkering with these things. That's what I love doing with the Steam Deck and everything. It's just like you can put whatever you want on it, you can tinker with things. And obviously Switch is just like it's simple as hell. Put it in your pocket or whatever you need to do, and the first party games are fantastic. So yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm just glad
what they come up with.
I'm glad it wasn't an Xbox podcast this year, because
it's sad.
That was, we'd have plenty to talk about, that's for sure.
Correct. Correct. Not the right reasons, though.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. We'll be seeing Call of Duty next year on Switch, I assume. Switch 2. So that'll be something to look forward to. Might be able to bring up, talk about Xbox that way, I guess. All their games on Switch 2.
We'll find a way. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they've actually got a fair few games coming out next year that I'm excited for, like Fable, South of Midnight, Avowed. Like they got a fair few games coming out next year.
For sure.
So how many of them will come to Switch 2? I don't know. But I would like to... It would be kind of weird to see Call of Duty on Switch again. Like, I remember it felt normal on Wii U, but don't know. Seeing it on Switch again.
Yeah, and I'd just love to see, it's the power bit's going to be the big thing, isn't it? Just how much it can, how much of a downgrade it has to be to be put on a Nintendo console. And so if it's not as much as we were initially thinking, then that opens it up to a lot more games that we could see on the Switch too, which would be unreal, just to see more third-party support that way.
Yeah, that's the thing I want the most. Like, obviously, love Nintendo games, but I think I'm really missing just like being able to not think about where I'm going to play it. I just want to, like, if a game comes out, I just want to know that it's going to run well on my Nintendo platform. I think that's the main thing. Like, there's a lot of games where on Switch, I'm like, it's on Switch, but it's not playable. So I'm looking forward to that going out the window. But yes, it's going to be, it's going to change. It's going to change soon. But
that's right.
Let's wrap it up, Josh. Hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2025. But of course, Josh, do your plugs. Everyone go and subscribe to Nintenvania everywhere, YouTube, podcast services, all of that. Any New Year's plans as far as Nintenvania goes?
Yeah, I'd love to start my years with a predictions episode. So we'll have something sorted for that soon. That will just predict, and mark how we did this year. I was very wrong. But then we'll make some fun predictions for what will come this year. So that's always a good time. My current episode out now has my brother Nick on it. So I had him in person in my house to record the episode. So watch on YouTube if you want to see us talk. We just shared some Nintendo gaming memories we had together, some Christmas memories as well, and had some laughs as well, sharing some stories of how I broke my tooth playing Super Smash Bros. In real life. So listen to that on Spotify, all your podcast platforms, and then YouTube as well if you want to watch.
Sounds good. Go and check it out. And make sure you catch his predictions episode where he gets everything wrong. I could only imagine what you predicted at the start of this year. Like, I think we're going to go Switch 2 like yesterday, and I think we're going to get all the games. And I also think they're going to give it to me for free, just like everybody's going to get a free copy of Ring Fit Adventure 2. I'm sure they were in there somewhere.
Yeah, I said September this year. The guest I had on, Buck, he said the Switch wouldn't come out in 2024, and he was totally right. He was totally on the money. That was his biggest call, and I couldn't believe him.
Oh,
I was very surprised by it, but he was right. And so
Buck,
he did a very good
Debbie
job.
Downer, you Debbie Downer. You're the reason.
Great. I loved it. I loved him boldly predicting something, and he paid off. So he gets some good points for that.
No, that was all his fault. Nintendo probably listened to that and went, "Oh, look, fair enough. Maybe we'll delay it." So,
yeah, fuck you, Buck. Yeah.
Fuck you, Buck.
Goddamn, Buck.
No, love you, Buck.
So good.
And you can check my stuff out on Twitter. What's it called? Blue Sky, YouTube, and Patreon
X.
at iDrippy. And I've actually been really enjoying Blue Sky. Brand new social media. Really enjoying it over there. And
been posting on there, have you?
Yeah, have been. It's just got there's barely any ads.
Need to be on it more.
I've customized it so I'm not seeing like negative politics or like just rage bait click stuff that's all over Twitter. Been enjoying it. Because it's not been bad. So if you're over there, go and give me a follow. But yeah, don't have to. You don't have to. I won't force you. I'll follow you.
But do it. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, the doors to the House of Mario, they're closed. Get on out and enjoy your holidays. Catch you later.